In a general sense, I know I am not the jerk, but I want an unbiased opinion from people here. I, 42F, have 3 sons, Jamie, 16M, Matt, 12M, and Paul, 10M, with my husband, Charlie, 45M. My middle son, Matt, is a little different from his brothers. His brothers like things that are typically meant for men, like sports, gadgets, video games, and so on. But Matt is different. He is not a big sports fan. He likes reading and painting. He doesn't mind doing things that are typically not for boys. Another thing about him is that he is passionate about food. He has been like this since he was 6. He would often come to the kitchen to see me cook and often offer to help. I don't let him do heavy things like cutting or standing too close to the fire, but he would be a helping hand. I call him Ramsay Jr., after Gordon Ramsay. Honestly, I like this arrangement because while I am doing all the cooking, my other boys are in their rooms. My husband, on the other hand, is not impressed by Matt. He is a proud father of 3 sons and often likes to do stuff with them, such as teaching them how to play baseball, playing video games, wrestling, and watching sports. But Matt is not interested in any of those things. He has said over and over again that those typical things do not interest him. My husband would still force him to do it because he thinks it is more important for him to do things that are more masculine with his brothers because it creates a bond. I have tried several times to convince my husband to let Matt go and let him do his thing. We eventually reached a compromise that Matt will do sports and other stuff with them once a week so that he is in touch with his brothers, and the rest of the time he can do his own activities that he likes. My husband really doesn't like that Matt would rather stay in the kitchen with me, being my helping hand, rather than with him and my other boys. He sometimes tries to criticize him by saying he shouldn't be doing girly things, or he will not get it in girls in the future, or he will be made fun of. The incident happened yesterday. I was in the kitchen preparing for lunch. My husband and sons were outside playing football. Paul and Jamie called Matt to come play with them, but Matt was not interested. I told him he should go play with his brothers while I do the meal prep, and he can come back during the cooking process. Matt agreed, but then he came to the kitchen after 10 minutes and started helping me. My husband was with the boys too. He called Matt several times, but Matt didn't budge. I could see it irritated him. After lunch, my husband was pissed and told me what I am doing to Matt is going to harm him in the future. I asked him how forcing him to do things he doesn't like would help him. He wasn't listening and kept saying things like he needs to be a man and stop doing girly things. He said that the way I am encouraging him to cook and bake like grandma, he would get bullied in school, and he doesn't want a son who is a sissy. I was shocked. I told him he needs to get his head out of his rear because cooking is gender neutral. There is nothing wrong with Matt wanting to cook. That is when my husband yelled and told me I am ruining our son's future. He doesn't want him to grow up weak and fragile, and he thinks making him do girly things will make it worse. He believes Matt needs to learn how to be a man like his dad and learn how to provide rather than take on feminine roles. He even suggested that just because I couldn't get a daughter, I should stop turning my son into a girl. This turned into a huge fight between us, and now he is not talking to me. Matt is sad because he thinks he is the reason why his dad and I fought. I had to assure him that it was not his fault at all. So Reddit, am I the jerk here? Or should I have just told Matt to play with his brothers and not come into the kitchen until lunch is served? Edit. One thing, I am a homemaker for now, but my husband does help me with some chores like getting the kids ready for school, driving them to school and other extracurricular activities, folding the laundry, and taking care of the lawn. So, it's not that I am totally helpless. The kitchen duty is 100% mine because my husband doesn't know or like to cook. Update 1. Hello everyone, thank you for the comments. I just wanted to update you on the situation. My husband, Charlie, was not letting it go. He insists Matt is wrong for wanting to cook with me. The argument between us never truly settled. So, a few days ago, he decided to call his dad. He thought since his dad was in the military, he would teach Matt a lesson. So, my father-in-law came to our house. We chatted and talked. Charlie brought up the issue with Matt. He talked about everything, starting from Matt's passion for cooking and his lack of interest in other masculine activities. My father-in-law was quiet and thoughtful. Matt looked scared because my father-in-law looks like a scary guy. My father-in-law told the kids to go to their rooms because he wanted to have a chat with my husband and me. After we were alone, I was expecting my father-in-law to blame me, but instead, he blamed my husband. He said he is really embarrassed by my husband for having such backward thinking. He reminded us that when my father-in-law was in the military, he had to do all his chores and sometimes had to cook. He unloaded on my husband, saying he is teaching the wrong lesson to Matt. He emphasized that cooking is a good skill and it will help in real life. Watching sports and playing video games will not teach him anything valuable. There is more, but I cannot write all of it. My husband looked really defeated. He tried to argue that Matt needs to do tough things, but my father-in-law shut that down by saying he has the nerve to say cooking is easy when he probably can't boil water. Honestly, it was funny to watch my husband being berated by his dad like a kid. My father-in-law then called the boys into the room and told us to give them privacy. While we were outside, I was looking at my boys through the slit of the door. Matt looked relaxed, but Jamie and Paul's heads were down. Long story short, my father-in-law told my boys to stop bothering Matt. He also instructed them to help me in the kitchen once a week to learn how to manage a home. He encouraged Matt not to be scared and to do whatever he likes. I'm glad Charlie brought him to our house even if his plans backfired. I thought that after my father-in-law left there would be peace and that my husband would be normal and understanding, but he was sulking and moping around. I continuously asked him what was wrong, but he didn't answer at first. After a lot of pushing and pestering, he finally did. He said that the reason he didn't want Matt to do feminine things is because he, my husband, was bullied for that when he was in school. I knew he had to deal with bullies, but he never told me why he was bullied. This was my first time hearing this story. He said that when he was about Matt's age, he would also be in the kitchen with his mom because he liked watching her cook. They lived in a joint family, so his uncles and aunts also lived in the house, like in Encanto. He would often get bullied by his cousins because he spent more time in the kitchen. He also admitted that he had an interest in knitting, but had to stop because he once heard his then crush say that it meant he was into men. So he was also bullied for knitting. I was angry at him, but now I just pity him. I had to explain to him that we do not live in the past and that a lot of things have changed. I told him he shouldn't have to give up what he likes because of the opinions of stupid people around him. We had a long conversation about the past and present and about him becoming comfortable with the situation as a whole. He told me that he will not pressure Matt anymore. He realized that in order to prevent his kid from being bullied, he had become his own kid's bully. Things are fine now. Today, all of the boys, including my husband, helped me in the kitchen. For the first time, I felt a little relieved by it. To those people who told me to leave my husband, why should I? He is a good guy. I know he holds some backward views, but he is nice and caring. I understand he has insecurities, but they are not worth having a divorce over. Things are fine now, and if they go bad again, I know what to do. Update 2. Hello everyone, I just saw my post on Instagram and remembered this account. I thought I should give an update. Unfortunately, it is not a happy one because my husband and I are going through a divorce. After my last update from 13 months ago, everything was fine until my husband started acting weird and out of character. I won't go into too many details, but he was having an affair with someone he met online. Apparently, my husband had been using online forums, even Reddit, to vent his frustrations about Matt. He felt he had failed as a father and that my lack of support for his decisions was emasculating him. That's when he found his mistress, 35F, who poisoned his mind by saying I am not a good wife because I should obey my husband. She and my husband badmouthed me, and she even had some questionable words for my son Matt. We have been fighting a lot about this. He blames me, saying none of this would have happened if I had just respected his authority as the man of the house. He claims that his mistress understands him and knows when to shut up. I still cannot believe he would turn his back on us just because our son likes cooking. This is not the man I married. I sometimes feel sad because I have been struggling with depression for a long time. My sons are pretty depressed too. I took them to therapy, especially Matt, because he believes we are divorcing because of him. He took it hard. He even told me he would stop cooking if it meant his dad would stay with us. My other sons are also very sad, but so far, they have been understanding. My father-in-law is 100% on my side. He has been helping me with a lawyer and has pretty much disowned my husband for his behavior towards me and my kids. That's been my life. I'm struggling a lot with the financial situation. I did get a job, but it does not pay much. My soon-to-be ex has moved in with his mistress. I just hope we will see better days soon. That is all, sorry,